Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Okay, so I noticed there's a lot of channels out there for dating tips for men, how to meet women, all that stuff, or how to attract women. And a lot of these guys, what they're doing is they're giving you, I'm going to say poor advice. Now here's what I mean. Number one, it's because they're completely blind. They can't see what's going on. They don't know what's going on. So instead of dealing with the core issue, they're going to go outside of the core issue because that's where the male brain is. Okay, when men take these pickup artist courses or dating tip courses, etc., they're trying to use logic, and logic is external. Your left brain is the external brain. It's literally the science brain. The scientific math business brain, okay? So if you do the scientific method, which is A/B testing, you are literally like on the outside looking in on this little glass world, and you're on the outside trying to figure it out, okay? What I do is I take you inside their world and see it from their perspective and process it from the way that they process it. Now that word right there, process, that's a weird word. I know, because it's a right brain word. To the left brain, it's a weird foreign concept, so it seems weird. And that's what all these guys are doing. Okay, the left brain is also the tip brain. It's literally getting to the point, like an arrow, and you go to the tip of the arrow. That drives women nuts. Now, okay, as I've been watching these guys' YouTube videos, all they're doing is giving you tip after tip after tip. I don't even like the phrase dating tips because you want... Okay, hold on, let me pull something up. See, the right brain is the bigger picture brain. You want to get to the bigger picture brain, which is the right brain, because this automatically triggers her mating system. Now look at the words on the right. Destiny, purpose, meant to be, serendipity. Those words will turn women on. They'll attract them. The questions for what purpose, what's your greater purpose, will attract women to you. When you ask things like, well, what's the point of saying this? When you say point, that's going to piss her the fuck off. All right. Wait till a woman, your girlfriend, starts trying to explain something in depth, which is the right brain, and then ask her one of these questions like, well, or how about this one? Get to the point. You want to piss a woman off? Say that to her. That'll piss her off. Yeah, so in the middle of her trying to explain something to you, just say, well, just get to the point. Man, that'll flip a woman's lid, dude. Because it's not about one little tiny piece. And this is where men are literally missing the picture, because you've got to connect the pieces together and see the bigger picture, which is a right brain function. A male who learns how to do this is the guy that attracts women, that gets women to fall in love, because this literally opens her heart, because you're opening up to the open end of the V. This is one of the processes I teach you how to do in my course, Crack the Female Code, because this turns women on. She can't help it because her mating system is wired to the right brain, which is the bigger picture, open brain. The left brain literally is what we call in-the-box thinking. If you want to do outside-of-the-box thinking, you have to learn how to open up to the bigger picture. Now here's the thing. If you are so far with me in this video, 3.5, 4 minutes in, it's because I'm using left brain logical male language, and I'm using a diagram which the left brain loves. Unfortunately, it'll turn women off. So we have to teach this to you in the logical way and then show you how to use it in the right brain way. When you learn how to do that, you're going to get the girls. Here's the really cool thing about my course. You can take these pieces and go out and talk to women about them. And number one, they're going to want to talk. When you use the phrases I use in my book and in my course and go say, hey, you know, I don't know if this is true. I actually had a client. His name is, he's from Japan. God, what is his name? Hold on. His name is Marcus. Now, here's the funny thing. I forget where he's from. He's not from Japan. He's a white guy. I think he's from, man, I want to say Great Britain, but it might be Australia. I forget where he's from. Yeah, his name's Marcus. He's from New Zealand. So if you go to my website, crackedfemalecode.com, and then go to testimonials, drop down to testimonial videos, he's the third or fourth one down. So he bought my book, Crack the Female Code, and as he said I would go to coffee shops. Now it's a PDF. It's a downloadable ebook, by the way, okay? He says, I would go to coffee shops and I would read this stuff, and I would be like, oh, I don't know about this. So he goes, I would just ask a woman nearby, say, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm reading this guy's book, and he says A, B, and C. Is that true? And he noticed, number one, women were like, yeah, that's absolutely true. And then what he noticed was, he goes, women would just engage with me in conversation. He goes, they wouldn't just answer the question yes or no. He goes, next thing you know, I'm in a half an hour conversation and they're giving me their number. Because these subjects triggered the female mating systems. Sorry, did I say that wrong? It triggers the female mating system and it turns them on, okay? So here's the deal. There's things that I'm going to teach you that to the male brain doesn't do nothing. It doesn't make you horny. So you're like, I don't understand. Why would that make me horny? But you have to go out and apply it and watch women. The second thing I'm going to teach you how to do is how to open up to the right brain. So when they have a response, you can see it. See, you can't see it from the left brain. It doesn't turn the left brain on. And women are subtle, but when you're open to the right brain, you can see it. It becomes obvious. Now, there's something on that chart that I just showed you that absolutely attracts women. So we'll call that our little, I know what it is, you got to figure it out. Now, if you call me or take the course, obviously I'm going to teach you how to do it. Alright, so now let's get on to the teaching in this video. I'm going to teach you why it is. Okay, let's go back to those guys about how they're teaching everything from the outside looking in. The difference in my course is I teach you how to see it from the inside. I take you into the internal side of your brain. Now you're inside the same thing with a woman. You're literally in her space or in the same space that she's in. Men are in the dissociated brain. It's literally called the dissociated, disconnected left logical processor. This means you're disconnected from your emotions and you're literally on the outside looking in. And a woman can see this in your eyes. Now, if you look at me here, I'm on the inside. This is what that girl, she literally crawled into my lap. I didn't even ask her to do that. She literally, a friend of mine goes, hey, do you want me to take your guys' picture? And they're like, yeah, sure. She literally crawled into my lap. I'd only been talking to her for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. When you are internal, women feel really, really comfortable with you and they want to get close because it feels good to them physically and emotionally. Alright, so there's this one guy I've been following the last couple of weeks, and every video is about don't do this. If you do this, you're going to turn her off. Now make sure you don't do this. Rule number 35. Rule number 365, 377, 3013. It's like, whoa, like holy shit, dude. It's a lot of fucking details. But then again, the left brain is the detailed brain. So your brain goes, yeah, I like this. Lots of details. That doesn't work when it comes to women, and you don't understand them from this perspective. So the tricky part is your brain loves details. Her brain does not. So these courses or listening to these guys, it makes a lot of sense and you like it, but when it comes to women, yeah, it doesn't work. The way a woman does it is she takes each piece of the detail, then she connects them. Now this is a right brain process. The left brain process does the opposite. It separates every detail or every piece of the puzzle. The right brain takes one piece of the puzzle, studies it, and describes it in detail, and then it takes another one, studies it, describes it in detail, and then it connects the two. And they connect it into the bigger picture. It's the same thing literally when you take pieces of the puzzle and connect it and you build it up to the bigger picture. You're like, oh, that's what it is. It's a red Ferrari with a cute blonde in the passenger seat and some guy with a cowboy hat and a mustache on. So now you can see the bigger picture. This is a process that women use to communicate. In fact, I've been doing it in every one of my videos. Now, I'm going to essentially give it to you. This is something I'm going to have to teach you in person, but essentially what I do is I take one piece and I describe it, and then I go to another piece, describe it, then I'll go to another one, describe it, and then another one, and then I will come back to each piece and then show you how they connect. And then you'll see how the bigger picture makes sense to you. Whereas these other guys, they will take one piece and they'll describe it in detail, and you go, man, that makes a lot of sense. And then they shove it off to the side, or they end the video. And then they start another video about another piece, but there's no connection. So while you're watching the video, like, man, this makes a lot of sense. But then when you go talk to women like this, which is down at the tip of that point that I keep showing you, they're looking at you like, get the hell away from me. Now here's the real purpose of this video. By teaching you guys all these little tips and all these little points, again, like at the tip of an arrow or a nail, you don't really know what's going on. So now you have a bunch of disjointed pieces of the puzzle. Like here's the thing, you don't even know that they're supposed to connect. You don't even know that there's a bigger picture. Now watch this. Okay, this is all going to connect. So the left brain is the minus sign. It's literally the brain that says 1 minus 1 equals 0. 2 minus 1 equals 1. It's always subtracting. The right brain is the addition brain. The right brain uses words like and, plus, both, and more. In fact, that's part of the... Sorry, I got disconnected there. So that's part of the languaging skills that I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you a series of words that are addition. It's the same thing you learn in Algebra 1 in the first chapter. In the first chapter of your Algebra 1 book, it'll say the word and is equal to the plus sign. So when you say 1 and 1 equals 2. So let's say you've got 3 and 3. That equals 6. But if you say the word times, well, now the word times equals multiplication. So 3 and 3 equals 6, but 3 times 3 equals 9. Completely different meanings, and this is the challenge that men and women have between their brains. So here's my overall message. Our words have actual mathematical meanings. That's what I was actually trying to say. Now, there are words that mean minus. The word but literally minuses or subtracts everything before it that is said. Now, we learned this in argument and debate class. So my teacher said, look, has anyone ever said to you like, hey, I love you, but I want you to do the dishes? I'm like, well, yeah, my mom and my older sister do that shit all the time. They're like, I love you, but I want you to clean the bathroom. She goes, yeah. They literally said, I don't love you, clean the bathroom. I don't love you, do the dishes. And on top of it, it's subtracting from you. Okay, so here's another thing that left brain people will do. They love words like no, not, can't, won't, shan't, but, not, etc. Those are all negations or minus signs. So here's how some people will start out their sentences. They will start it out with the word but. Okay? So let's say a woman's talking to you trying to explain something she likes or enjoys, or this is what she believes. A guy will go, well, yeah, but, well, you literally just negated everything she just said. You literally subtracted everything she just explained to you. Do you really think that if you take away and subtract from someone and from what they said, that's going to make them like you? Do you really think that's going to make them feel good? No, it's not. Now here's another thing I've learned about talking to men, and because here's what happened. I've developed my right brain so much I use and, both, plus, more all the time. Men don't like this. They don't have rapport with that. It's kind of weird to them. So I learned to say no, not, can't, but, shan't. I do. I'm telling you, I do it on purpose because that's what men speak. They speak the negative language. It's literally the mathematical negative language. Now here's why, believe it or not, but it has a higher purpose. The logical brain has done a lot of good in the world, okay? I know I talk negative about the left brain, but it's only in relationships because the right brain is the relationship brain. It's the sensual brain. It's the romantic brain. It's the social brain. The right brain is where you gain your social power. When you're at a party and you're talking to a rich person who could change your life, say no, not, but, not, can't, he's going to look at you and walk away because the way he got rich is by using his right brain. It's about addition. It's about adding things and putting things together. It's literally about putting the pieces of your business together to make more money. By the way, I used all addition. Putting together, make more money. All those words, putting together, make more, those are addition words. If you have been stuck in life or any area of your life, especially women, there's a reason for it. You are looking at it and you're speaking at it from the wrong perspective. You're literally negating yourself. So when you say, well, no, not, can't, but, you're literally unconsciously negating yourself. And so you're essentially telling yourself, well, I can't do that. I mean, that's not possible. You're literally taking away from yourself. You know, in the last video when I talk about transformation, when you take my course, we will condition this into you to use addition words and in both, plus and more, and you will breathe. You will physically breathe easier. Your brain. See, here's what happens when you use the negation language. You literally block off from the right brain. When you use addition language, it literally opens your left brain up to the right brain. So you got your left plus the right, and now you literally have more. Hint, hint, just so you know, the word more is a right brain word. Use it in your sentences and watch what happens when you talk to women. What I'm teaching you in the first 15 minutes of this video, if you use these words in your sentences, women are going to pay more attention to you. They're going to feel more comfortable talking to you. I mean, think about it. Who wants someone to take away from what they just said? You're literally taking away from who they are and what they value and what they believe. Well, but blah, 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 blah. And you literally just took away everything she said. That's going to make someone feel like shit. Now, here's the other purpose of this video, which I already kind of brought up. These other guys are using all this negation. Well, you don't do this or you're going to turn her off. Don't do this or it's going to upset her. Don't do this or she'll fall out of love. His whole video series is about don't, not, can't, won't, shan't. But here's the deal. Your brain can relate to that language. So you're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I like literally they're speaking your language so it gains rapport with you. Now I'm going to use the word but on purpose, but here's the problem with that. Number 2, it complicates the crap out of understanding women. It confuses you. You got rule number 365, don't do this. Rule number 472, don't do that. Never do this. Don't, not, can't, won't, shan't. And you have all these things you got to memorize. Here's the cool thing. In my course, you don't memorize anything. All you have to do is understand it. Because once you understand it, you'll see it. And on top of that, the right brain loves understanding. This is why women are always saying, I just want you to understand me. My husband doesn't understand me. You don't understand. They want understanding. But understanding is not, N-O-T, is not a logical process. It's a right brain process. Now, I made a video about 5 videos ago about patterns. What my course does is it teaches you the core patterns that simplify everything. Because here's the deal. These patterns are only 3, 4, and 5-step patterns. They're not complicated at all. They are super simple. There's no lines to memorize. There's no openers to memorize. There's no any of this crap. What I'm going to teach you to do is how to just express yourself and communicate yourself in the right brain language so she can understand what you're saying. Wait a minute, what did I just say? Did I say something about understanding? Interesting. The left brain and the right brain are 2 completely different processors. They give completely different meanings to the same words. So when you say out of your left brain, it does not mean the same thing as when she hears it through her right brain. The right brain changes the meaning to everything you just said and vice versa. When a woman says A out of her right brain, you unconsciously pull it over to your left brain, you filter it through the left brain logical negation filter, and it changes the meaning of everything she just said. And then you have the typical battle the very next morning. Well, you said this and this means that. She's like, no, I said this and this means that. And then you're like, no, it doesn't. And you go back and forth and you argue and you just piss each other off. Now, here's the final piece of this. There's something in your brain, the reticulating activating system, which is in your reptilian brain, okay? It's the smaller brain on the brain stem. It begins to notice things that you focus on. So in NLP, there's something that we call you get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. All these other videos say women are going to test you and you don't want to listen to the word do not. You don't want to fail their test and you don't want to this and you don't want to that. Well, here's the deal. All right. You are going to women, talking to women and attracting women that are, how do I say this? They are inside your energy field. It's not a good way to say it to the left brain. Hold on, let me find a better way. All right, so I bought a 280ZX back around 1993 or something like that, all right? And this car was primo. It was in perfect shape. The paint was like brand new. What happened was, it was my brother-in-law's mother, and I do remember, like, he would go, "Hey man, come look at my mom's car." It was always in the garage. I'm like, "Why is it always in the garage?" He goes, "Oh, she doesn't let it sit out in the sun at all. If she goes to the mall and she's going to grocery shopping, or not grocery shop, or even grocery shopping, if she goes shopping, she will not take her car if they're going to be there for more than an hour. It will not be in the sun for more than an hour." I'm like, "Really?" Literally, she wouldn't even let her husband touch it. She had professionals change the oil every 3,000 miles. She even changed the wipers. Everything was done by a professional. It was written down. It was marked down. Everything was precise and perfect. Now, I got the car at a really good deal because they were trying to do a trade-in on the car, and it had less than 60,000 miles, and they didn't want to give him shit. So they said, "Do you want the car?" I was like, "Yes." They sold it to me for $4,000. It blew my freaking mind. You got to understand, everything was brand new. The tires were brand new. It was clean on the inside. It was just perfect. So here I am driving this car around. It's a cool little two. In fact, you know, I got an image of it. Hold on. It was the 1982-83 limited edition. This car was primo. Now, this isn't my car. It's the same exact car. And I mean, down to the detailing, the rims, the tires, everything. This is it. When I was driving around town, I felt so damn cool. This was like the coolest car in the world. Now, here's the thing. I thought I had the only 280ZX in town. Now, I lived in a small town of about 45, 50,000 people, maybe 60,000 at the time. I didn't even think it was that much. So in less than a week, I saw a guy driving a red 1981 Nissan Datsun ZX. And I was like, huh, okay, well, I didn't know there was anyone else had one of these cars. And then I saw someone who had one the same year, but the earlier model, not the unlimited edition. And then I saw another person with an 83, and then I kept, and I was like, and I went to my brother, I'm like, "Dude, what the hell? Like, where all these cars come from?" He said, "Michael, they've always been there. You just never noticed them before." And then I saw someone with the same year and model unlimited edition, same color as mine. I was like, "Oh man, what the hell? I thought I had like the only one in town." Well, here's what it is. All of a sudden, I started noticing these cars. Because before, I never noticed them because I didn't give a shit. But when I bought this car, holy shit, my whole brain was wrapped around this car. And what your reticulating activating system does is it causes you to see the same thing everywhere. Even though it was always there, you just didn't notice it before. So this is why they tell you to write this down. You get what you focus on. So focus on what you want. And I remember in high school football, they would tell us this. Focus on the end goal. Focus on seeing the results. Focus on blah, blah, blah. Because that'll cause you to create it on an unconscious level. Oakland Raiders, when they're running out of the tunnel, they have all these big sayings on the wall, these big images of see the results, see yourself scoring a touchdown, see the victory, blah, blah, blah. Because it's putting it into your brain. This is activating your reticulating activating system. It can draw you into more and more success. Now watch what these guys are doing with these fucking videos that they're teaching you. So this guy's title of the video is "Women Want the Fantasy, Not You." And I'm like, wow, that's a really good fucking image to put in someone's head. Now watch what all the comments are. One guy says they fantasize about James Bond, but they marry Forrest Gump and they hate him for the rest of the time until she leaves him. If that's what you focus on, that's what you're going to get. I guarantee it. So then the next guy, let me just read the next couple off. So then the next guy says, this also explains why they are attracted to married men. I used to think that they wouldn't get involved, would not get involved, not negation, involved with someone who's married, but negation. I also realize now that's not the case. See, the languaging you're using is causing you to focus in that direction. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. What these guys are focusing on is what they don't want. And because of that, that's what they keep getting. That's the way your brain works. Period. End of sentence. Because of my background and trainings in NLP, it taught me to say, look for the results that you desire. Find someone who's getting the results that you want. So why is this guy getting laid all the time? Why is this guy this and why is that? I stumbled across by studying NLP hypnosis, but it really wasn't in there. It came from meditation. I started noticing women were using a different language. And then meditation opens you up to your right brain. I started to understand women on a way deeper level. And all of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute. That's not what women want. See, the problem is guys are giving women what they don't want. No, not, can't, won't, shan't, but. That just is irritating as fuck. Now these guys, I'm going to call them dumbasses because, well, they're dumbasses. They're irritating women and they can't figure out why women don't want to be around them, why women aren't being faithful to them. Gee, I wonder. They're not getting their emotional needs met through the emotion. See, here's the thing. Women want emotional fulfillment. I made videos about it. I'm not going to go over it right now. You give her that, boom, she's going to treat you a lot better. You speak her language, boom, she's going to be able to understand you, and she's going to know that you understand her. That is something that the right brain loves. All of a sudden, you become her candy. You become what she wants. Most men, they don't give women what they want, so well, what else can she get out of the relationship? Well, she can get a car, she can get money, she can take all your shit, because you're not giving her what she wants. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the way men communicate irritates the living shit out of women. They hope and pray that one day you'll figure it out. Enter Crack the Female Code. The course teaches you this language because it's hard for you to learn. It's not an easy process. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to have to work at it, but it doesn't take that long, and you start getting results almost within weeks. If you improve on it, you'll get a lot better. So do not take this course thinking it's a magic pill. You take it, swallow it, and shazam, you're Superman. No, it's something you're going to have to work at and practice and practice and practice. If you're willing to do that, I welcome you into the course. For right now, I highly recommend that you buy my book, Crack the Female Code. There's a lot of science in there. There's a lot of understanding. There's a lot of teachings. There's a lot of NLP. There's a lot of everything. Buy the book if you want to understand a lot better. I wrote that book because that book will sell my course. I'm going to be really honest. But you're going to get a lot out of it. You're going to learn a lot from it that you can immediately start talking to women about. Now, let's wrap this whole thing up. I'm not going to teach you what not to do. I'm not going to tell you, don't do this, don't do this, you're going to push her away. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to teach you what you can do to turn her on, to melt her heart, to make her body feel emotionally comfortable with you. See the difference? You're focusing on creating a wonderful environment that she wants to be in versus focusing on, don't piss her off this way. Don't upset her this way. Don't push her off that way. Okay, let me see if I can find this other guy's videos. Hold on. Alright, I'm just going to start reading off the titles. Okay, here we go. Number 1, right off the bat. 10 reasons to never do blah, blah, blah. Don't do this. You're going to push the woman away. Let's see. So there's the word never, negation. Okay, the relationship is over when you do this. Let's go down, scrolling down. Okay, how living through your ego sabotages your dating life. The real reason she gives you negative emotions. Every freaking title is negative, not don't do this. This is going to piss her off. Don't upset her this way. Don't do this thing or she's going to leave you. See, here's the thing. You literally get what you focus on. And all these guys, yeah, that's true, man. Women leave me when I do that. Yep, that's true. No one's turning around saying, well, here's how to keep a girl. Here's how to get the girl and keep the girl. Here's how to make a woman feel attracted to you. Here's how to make a woman's body feel warm and sultry and all this stuff. This is what my course focuses on. It focuses on how to get a woman to really want to be around you because you're creating an environment that feels really good to her. These concepts to those guys, like, oh, never thought about it like that. Because here's the deal. They don't know how to trigger the female mating system. And because of that, they're like, well, I know that if you do this, it pisses her off, so don't do this and don't do that. They can't sit there and say, well, here's how to get a woman to like you. Here's how to get a woman to call you. Here's how to get a woman to fall in love with you. So these are the guys that are going to go around telling you, women are this and women are that. Oh, women cheat on you. Women look for married men. Yeah, because here's why. Because they're like, well, he's got a wife. He must be doing something right to make her feel good. I want some of that too. Because all these guys out here are just doing the not, no, can't, won't, shan't, never, don't, not, but. Is this starting to make sense to you guys? There's a better way. It's called Crack the Female Code at crackthefemalecode.com. I'm telling you, when you learn how to do this, you won't even give a shit if a woman leaves you, because you're going to have more women attracted to you. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't asked for a woman's phone number in probably 20 years, and I'm not kidding. They always approach me. They always come up to me. They always try to attract me. They always work hard to get me, and they always give me their number. I don't ask anymore. And it's not because I'm being Mr. Cool, I'm this cool egotist. No, you have to completely get rid of your ego. It's because I'm doing something that women are attracted to. And you can learn how to do this too. That's what I'm saying. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, and get started there. It is a requirement before you take my course. Alright, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.